Hello everyone. So I am so excited for today's reading. I was generally not the one to do the sort of what's the karma reading, but I feel sometimes it feels good to know that there is justice, and even if we can't really see it all the time, it is happening behind the scenes. And not because we are vengeful or anything, but it does feel good to get certain validation from the universe that karma is being served. And karma is nothing like a punishment sort of thing. It's more like whatever the person projects gets reflected back to them in a way that they experience it for themselves, so that they can understand it for themselves. So that is how I see karma. And there's good karma, there's bad karma. Basically, it means whatever you are projecting externally onto everything outside of you, people, animals, trees, everything will get reflected back to you in some shape or form. And if you're feeling hurt at this time about certain things that have happened, and you feel like you don't want to get into being petty or anything, but it would ease your mind to know that the karma and justice is going to be served, this is the reading for you. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have this camera, brass camera. Pile number 2 is cute little bunny rabbit, and pile number 3 we have this musical instrument, harp. So if you're not sure as to how to pick the piles, I have a video called tutorial on how to pick a pile using your intuition. You can go ahead and watch it, and if you already know how to do that, just take the time, pick a pile, and whichever one draws you the most is basically your pile. And you can skip ahead to the timestamp, which I'll be giving in the description box below. So see you guys there. Welcome, pile number 1. Let's take a look at what is the karma of this person that you're thinking about right now. Let's get some background information on what this may be, who this may be. What do we need to know about pile 1? Higher self, what do we need to know about pile 1? Okay. And finally we have, okay, so in all the 3 I see like there is a bit of collaboration involved here, definitely. So this can be in regards to some authority figure. Like in the middle card we have this girl who's basically, she's the princess and she's living with her royal family, and the family is sort of putting pressure on her to get married, otherwise it'll be too late and all of that. In this card we have seeking validation, which is like one person is trying to not do things like, you know, when you do things out of love, and there are times when people do things to get noticed and to get attention, to show their importance, like, see, I did this, and see, I did this, and you owe me this now, sort of. You kind of, so forcing the other person. There's a lot of forceful energy in terms of collaboration. In this card, this is actually the healthy card here out of the 3, and this is saying compassionate collaborations, where the authority figure is actually very thoughtful of the people working under him, his employees. So it's so the person is not abusing their power. They are not forcing the other person involved in the collaboration to do certain thing, or to tell them that I do this much and you are not doing enough, sort of like being very forceful and controlling, and like putting it on them. See, I did this for you, and see, I did that for you, sort of an energy. Let me see if there's anything else. Justice, quality. Yes, so this is talking about where one person is very single-minded in their way of thinking. So this may, whatever like whatever's coming to me right now, this is the sort of energy that may have hurt you, but you feel like you cannot put your finger on it right now. You don't quite understand why it is hurting you. The thing that wants to come out here is that your emotions are valid. However somebody treated you was not a caring energy. They were being forceful, and sort of the quality of the justice that they served in the situation was imbalanced. They were very single-minded in their way of being, and they were not equally caring towards your perspective. Their level-headedness was off, completely off. So that may have really hurt you, like you feeling like your perspective was not considered or dismissed or completely overlooked. That is something that may have hurt you. And we are getting, what else do we have here for pile 1? Safety clear. So this may also have to do with how safe do you feel in your environment. Like this person's behavior might have made you feel really question if this is the right place for you to root yourself, because you want, at the end of the day, a place where you can feel safe. You can feel like you can depend on people. Like they will not act fearfully out of their survival needs and try to encroach upon your freedom or try to ask more from you, or even if they ask more from you, they're doing it in a healthy way. Like if they are asking for a negotiation in a conflict, they're doing it in a healthy way, not like bombarding you with, see, I did this and see, I did that, and now you owe me this much, like this is only fair. And they're really defensive about their perspective, not level-headed, not thinking about the big picture, not thinking or considering everyone's perspective involved. Structure, nightmare, destruction, spell. So the structure and foundation here is calling for you to act and remove yourself from it. Destruction spell. The structure you're currently involved in is imbalanced, and this is a confirmation universe is giving you right now to your feeling. Your intuition is telling you this, that there's something off and shady, because there is, and you need to remove yourself from this. Let's see what else wants to come out for pile 1. What else wants to come out for pile 1? What's the karma? Now, so this was the situation. Now let's take a look at what will be the karma for this person. What will be the karma? How will justice be served in this situation? Okay, so we have a lot of things here. I will reshuffle it because it was just too many cards. What is the karma for a person for pile 1? What's the karma for pile 1's person? What's the karma? What's the karma for pile 1's person? What is the karma for pile 1's person? What's the karma? So the universe is telling you, don't worry about this situation. Like if you're feeling really annoyed and frustrated at this, how they treated you, know that they were acting out of fear. They were acting out of their own fearful survival energy. Like they wanted to eat the sweet, and they didn't think about anything else. They're not seeing that there is a hook here and they are bound, but they still want the sweet. So desperation energy is here, like so much desperation energy is here. They were so desperate to get the sweet, whatever they were taking or asking from you, they were so desperate for that one thing. Now this can be if they were literally asking you to get married right now, they were so desperate that you did it, that they were not seeing the repercussions of how it was affecting you and completely dismissed your perspective, which was not fair. Or if they were a boss or an employee, they were so desperate for their own needs, they completely overlooked and overshadowed the other person involved, how it would affect them. All they cared about is their own selfish needs. So what is this talking about? What's the karma of this person? So definitely this is talking about their respect, their rank, whatever reputation they had is going to be broken. Like, even if you feel like, but nobody else knows about it, how will their reputation be broken? Well, the most important thing is when you act and leave the situation, their reputation in their own eyes will be shattered, and even if they are too proud to admit it, they will know it for themselves, and that's going to hurt really badly for them. Like, they were earlier pride themselves on being this and being that and being really selfless and being really community oriented, but once you choose to remove yourself, their respect and reputation in their own eyes will be shattered. And that's what we have here. Like, and also I'm getting the mask, whatever mask they were wearing, and since you have seen through it, whatever they may be portraying themselves as differently as their truth. And sometimes people say things but not act like that when the situation arrives, and that's what you have seen here, that their words and actions don't match, and their mask will be taken off here. What's the karma of this person for pile 1? False nonsense. Exit meaning. So you were this person in this person's life who was very spiritual. Even if you don't realize you're a spiritual person, you are because you're watching this reading here, and you feel things on an intuitive level, and that's what the kind of energy you bring into collaborations. And you have to really respect and honor yourself, what you're bringing in on the table. And it's not just all about the physical. Like, they may say that, okay, the physical aspect is not balanced, but they're not seeing what you're bringing onto the table, which is the spiritual aspects in this collaboration, the future prospects and everything. They completely overshadowed it for their own physical, material based needs. And basically with this exit, it's gonna hit them really hard, because without imbalance in the spiritual and physical aspect, so basically the spiritual would be the crown chakra and the physical would be the root chakra, and when there is an imbalance, you may get everything in the world, have lots of money in your life, but if you're not spiritually grounded as well, you will not find fulfillment in anything. You can keep chasing whatever the person wants in this lifetime, but without the spiritual groundedness, everything feels shallow and hollow, and that's what's gonna happen for them. What is the karma for pile 1? This person, head bomb. So what I'm getting here is their head is going to be exploded. So they are going to have a lot of mental stress in their lives because of this situation. This can mean like a lot of worry, a lot of stress about everything. And let me see, what is this stress about for them? How is this justice going to be served for pile 1? Discount, smell, misplaced specimen. So their head is going to feel exploded, because they would feel like they will realize your what you were bringing in, what your uniqueness is, what your kind, loving energy that you bring into the collaboration. When that will be misplaced, it's gonna give this person a very hard time in their head. What's the karma for person, for pile 1. Yes, they are going to be in this analyst energy, you know, when you're, so the mind space, the thoughts, that comes under the 4D body, and basically the 5D self is in the heart space, which connects you to the cosmic consciousness. And when you're only in the head space, thinking about analyzing everything, it's just going to be super frustrating for them, because they're not really they're going to be going through all the scenarios, what had happened and what they did wrong and what they didn't do right, or something like that. And they are going to have a really hard time. They are going to be almost over anxious in a way because of this situation. What else is the karma for pile 1's person? Karma for pile 1's person. In corner, potential tap, neglect, shame. So however they made you feel neglected, and they are going to feel very ashamed of it, because they are also going to feel the same. They are going to feel neglected and less worthy after this situation. After you have left this situation, they are going to feel really ashamed, and they are going to feel their own self-worth is going to deter, which is, in my opinion, the worst thing for anybody. And that really, in a way, that is a spiritual lesson for them as well, that you will be that you two came together so that both people could realize their self-worth and to become more aware of how to have healthy collaborations. What is the karma for pile 1's person? Range cow. So dry proper. So okay, so if earlier, like whatever collaboration they are in right now, they are perhaps they are feeling like that they have a lot of options right now. The like, you know, in a range there are a lot of cows, and what's gonna happen next is the whole field that they were thinking was full of cows is gonna be empty. It's gonna be completely dry. There's gonna be like a famine sort of. So if in the physical, it can mean like if they were having a lot of business before, because you sort of have this energy of abundance in your vibration, and once you leave it, like there's gonna be a drought in that place sort of. I don't know if you guys have watched that really cool show, Hotel Del Luna. It's a Korean drama, and what happens is there's this deity, something Ma something I don't really remember, but she has different faces. She has different like the same woman has different there's this deity, which is the one is, let's say if there is one deity which is for abundance, there is one deity which is for poverty. So what happens in the show is that when the owner of the hotel gambles a lot, the deity of poverty goes and spends her time there, and she brings in that energy more and more and more. So so what happens is the owner of the hotel in Hotel Del Luna, she basically suffers a lot of financial losses because of the deity's presence of poverty. And so what she tries to do is to find a way to get her out of her hotel so that she can start being abundant again. So similar sort of analogy here, because you hold the vibration of abundance within yourself, once you leave this place because you felt disrespected or not heard or mistreated, or you felt like they were too tempted for their survival needs, that they disrespected your emotions and feelings, they are going to be hit with that sort of an energy of proper dryness. Like they are going to feel really dry in whatever business they were involved in or whatever venture they were involved in. What else is the karma? What is this talking about? What is the karma of pile 1's person? Team joint, trait, mold. So I feel like you have this innocence about you, and they sort of tried to encroach, or they thought that because of your innocence they could easily like they could encroach upon you. I don't know what else word to use other than encroach, but they sort of mistreated you because of your innocence, because of your kindness. They thought it would be easy to get their to overpower you in some way. And what's that's gonna do, let's see what's that gonna do to them. It's just gonna come back to them. How is that gonna come back to them? They're gonna be really tense about their business. That's strongly coming through. So the next I got was tense factory. So basically, however, they tried to put their own physical needs above your perspective, being very one-sided in their approach towards this collaboration. Whatever they were trying to gain so desperately is going to be snatched away from them, and it's gonna bring them a lot of mental stress. So that's the karma for pile number 1, and I hope that helped. And if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know, and I'll see you guys later. Welcome, pile number 2. Okay, so this is a shy bunny rabbit then. So we have a cute little bunny here, but obviously we are looking at the karma of the person. But seems like either you or this person is quite shy, or hops a lot. if that means anything to you. Let's take a look at the situation. Pile number 2. What's pile 2's situation? What is pile 2's situation? Ooh, nice. Damn. So what this is saying is, so for the first time ever, I did a past life regression on myself, and it was very interesting because I did not quite appreciate how releasing it could be until yesterday. Like, I was basically crying after I saw my past life, and that's what's coming here, reliving the past. So what happens is, when we feel something is not fair, when we don't understand the balance of things, because it leaves a sort of emotional imprint in us that we need to understand eventually, and then let go, understanding that there is justice. So basically, whenever you hold on to some negative emotion within you, such as anger or feeling betrayed or something like that, that sort of keeps repeating, and that can extend over different multiple lifetimes, until you finally see what the situation was all about, and how is the justice going to be served eventually. So this is interesting that this came through in the karma reading. So we have here, this is talking about how you this is all talking about foundation, with the father representing foundation and stability in your life, and your this mountain also representing like very solid ground, which is unshakable. Like, the river is always flowing, but the mountains are always still and steady, sort of, Similarly, like how you perceive stability in your life, and with this jumping rabbit here hopping, it's coming that the whatever hurt you have felt, like you have perhaps felt that people have made you feel less than, like here the person is saying, haha, look at Ronnie, he just lost his job. So people making you feel, you know how you see somebody you really love, like your best friend, and your body just completely relaxes. But let's say if you see somebody, let's say a really harsh professor or teacher or somebody like that, your body tenses up because you're so scared, or you're worried that they are going to trigger you in some way, and so your body tenses up suddenly. So if you notice that, like similarly, people in your lives who come and who you collaborate with in some way, and they sort of tense up your body, they make you feel they make you feel unwelcome, unwanted, or they make you feel less than, or they mistreat you, or they make fun of you, and you kind of feel really little in that moment, and you feel like you have no people you really close to, like your like a father figure such as, but they have no trust in you, or you cannot depend on them, or you cannot open up to them emotionally, and you feel threatened in your very core foundation. So what's the karma for that person who makes you feel this way, who makes you feel like your security, whoever reflects that to you? So this is a subconscious pattern that you have, and that's why you attract the people such as this, who make you feel insecure in your stability. But what is the karma for them? So they are actually helping you in a way, to be honest, because they are showing you that you have this subconscious pattern that needs to be reprogrammed. But still, what's their karma for partaking in this situation? Okay, so let's take a look at what's the karma of the people who make you feel you're not safe in a place, or who push you to, who expect certain things out of you. Like, you know, she's standing at the top of the mountain, and generally parents are like, you need to do this only when oh man, so the birds are really chatty today. I've left some food for them outside. Anyways, so whoever makes you feel like you need to be a certain way to get their appreciation, let's see what's the karma for those people. Let's see what's the karma for the people who make you feel, who actually, instead of being compassionate and being there and being supportive, they choose to in turn make fun of you and make you feel like you don't have people you can trust. So if any of that resonates, then this is your pile. What's the karma? And actually before that, let me just get some hints on if there's like a specific situation that has happened for pile 2. What is pile 2's, what do I need to know about pile 2? Convince, tell, major torture. Yeah, so basically they choose to torture you. They find some sort of sadistic pleasure in making you feel bad about your circumstances, and they go on and on about it. So that is something that has happened. What else do I need to know about pile 2? Patch, expect, and they feel like there was nothing wrong in them doing that. They thought they were trying to make you stronger in some way, like that's some sort of explanation that they will give. But don't pay heed to that. That's not healthy. What do I need to know about pile 2? Biography, reform, treasurer, extract. What happened with pile 2? hypnotize sentiment. Yeah, so they were so emotionally blocked. Basically, they would not understand your pain, they would not relate to what you're going through, because they were so emotionally blocked, and they thought it would they thought that they got some fun out of making you feel bad, even more bad in the situation. And it was a very this is like a cultural thing. So this is like they are not to be blamed, because they have also been conditioned to be that way. Perhaps they have also been in the same situation where people have made fun of them in their hard times, and now they have been conditioned to do the same to other people. I know it sounds so hypocritical, but that's because they are so emotionally blocked off to others' pain that they can only see their own little small self, or as to how they are the victim all the time, they are being hurt, and when they do that to others, they're not able to see that or perceive that, or they're not sensitive enough. What is this talking about? Yeah, reality drill. They are very physically based. They think that, you know, this is the harsh reality of things, and they are very pessimistic about their outlook on the universe, and they are like, you know, this is how life is. Life's really shit, and things are always going to be like that, and if you're not there for yourself, if you're not always fighting and hitting other people back, you're gonna be drowned in the harsh reality of this place and all of that. They are so victim mindset based, and they are so defensive about everything, and they feel like they're doing others a favor by doing the same to them, because they are trying to make them harden up, which is actually the opposite of what the spiritual growth is all about. Spiritual growth is all about becoming more vulnerable, becoming more kind, becoming more open in your heart space, so that you understand the beautiful truth of everything. That's complete opposite mindset this person has. Wow. So what is the karma of this person? What's the karma of this person? And I feel like you have had to run from a lot from such energies in your life, and it still affects you in some way. And hopefully this reading will bring you some solace and peace, knowing that justice is going to be served for you. Pile number 2. What's the karma for pile 2's person? Okay, again I have a lot of cards, so I took a look at them, but I'll reshuffle. What's the karma for pile 2? What's the karma for pile 2? Okay, so the karma of this person, we have personalize your space, and we have magical reality. Let me get some. What is the karma for pile 2's person? Perceive migration. So this is again very similar to pile 1, but little different in the way. What's the karma for them is, you are sort of the person who wants to be hopeful, who wants to believe in magic, who wants to believe that there is justice, and that's good, because that is the truth. People who who push themselves away from believing the beauty in the universe, they are sort of trying to protect their own self in some way, to not feel bad. Like, you know, if you have your expectations really low, you're not going to feel bad if somebody doesn't meet them. So they are trying to protect them in that way, but what they're not seeing here is that by doing that, when you expect bad, when you're in that energy of expecting the bad, the worst from situations and people, you are a vibrational match to those situations. So inevitably you are going to be attracting those energies into your life all the more. But since you choose to remove yourself from those energies that choose not to believe in the beauty and the magic and harmony of the universe, you are sort of subconsciously releasing those energies more and more and moving towards a reality which is more aligned to your belief, which is there is magic and love in the universe. Unfortunately for this person, they are still stuck in their harsh reality because of their negative outlook. And it's like unless they feel like they want to be proven wrong, that is not the truth. But the thing is, unless they manifest that from their own mind first, unless they choose to believe in it first, they will not see it in their reality. So they are stuck in that very harsh cycle, and they will keep on attracting people who are going to reinforce the idea in their subconscious belief that the reality is harsh. And you removing yourself, you are choosing a reality which is more supportive and loving and magical. So in a way, that is the karma for them, because that is what they choose to project, that is what they will get back. As simple as that. And what else is the karma for pile 2? There are a lot of birds outside, it's funny. What is this talking about? What's the karma for hurt, tender? Yes, because they chose to hurt the tender, because they did that because they are also hurting their own inner child in a way. Like, their inner dialogue is really harsh. Every time they want to feel hopeful, they shut themselves out and say, no, this is not gonna happen, this is not possible, stop thinking that. They are so harsh towards themselves, and because they are so they want to subdue any tenderness within themselves, they sort of in turn reflect that outside also. They subdue the tenderness around them as well. Wherever they see somebody can be subdued, they subdue them because they want to make everybody really harsh like them. What is this talking about? What's the karma of pile 2? Employ confrontation. Lung falsify. So what I feel is that because they channel so much negativity within themselves by speaking so harshly, lung falsify, by putting others down, by I feel they're gonna get some lung troubles, lung health problems in their lung area and the throat area basically. And I don't wish any negativity towards anybody, but but that's how universe is gonna make them notice that, when we don't notice something about ourselves, first thing universe will do is try to give you little intuitive nudges. When you're imperceptible to that, man, these birds. So when you're imperceptible to that, universe will take a little more bold approach and make things happen in your reality that you are forced to spend time with yourself and understand yourself. If even that doesn't happen, then it will be reoccurring and it will become more and more evident till the point you finally face your truth and transcend your patterns. So what this is gonna happen is, what yeah, there are gonna be some troubles here for them, health wise. What's the karma for pile 2's person? Motivation, difficulty. This person is so absorbed in defending themselves, in that it's hard for them to find motivation and inspiration in their life, because their mind is so full of defensiveness, always trying to defend everything, always trying to, such a strong shell that their mind is so absorbed in thoughts of how somebody hurt them. Wow, what are these birds fighting or something, man? Okay, so since their mind is so full of negative thoughts, this person finds it really hard to put their energy into something constructive, to find happiness and motivation in their life. It's really hard for this person to be by themselves because there's so little hope in their hearts left. That's really harsh karma for pile 2, in my opinion. When you don't feel motivated or happy to do anything, that's so sad, right? Moral matter, confidence object. So basically what the universe is gonna do is, if they were doing something without realizing that it was immoral or imbalanced in some way, universe is gonna make it evident to them physically. It's gonna happen to them in their physical reality, where they are going to understand that how they were behaving is morally incorrect in some way. That makes sense to you? What is the karma of a balanced person? Needle, evaluate, culture, embryo. So yeah, they will be forced to understand their own past hurts. The karma for this person is a lot of self-reflection, a lot of heaviness in their heart from a lot of past hurts from other people. And what's this card talking about? Root style. So this is talking about however they have been doing things so far, however they have been conducting themselves, they will be forced to reevaluate all of that. And this can be very painful, and it is harsh because this is really harsh because it's hard to face one's truth, right? But they will have no choice but to face it. Inappropriate, practical. So they will understand that being always harsh and practical about things is not the best way to live life, is basically what they are going to be understanding in the rest of the journey. So this is a lot of the karma, like in the worst of situations, can lead to health problems. If it is a mild situation, it will differ for all of you, but if it's a mild situation, then it will be a lot about self-reflection and really analyzing themselves and facing their shadows. And we think that karma can or needs to be in the physical by other people betraying them, and yes, that is already happened to them and will keep happening to them till they change their beliefs. So that's gonna happen by default. Wow, all the pigeons' food is coming inside my room again. They are being so flappy right now. Okay, anyways, so yeah, in the end, I would like to say this person is going to have to work on themselves so that they can be a part of a better reality for themselves. And I feel like all these people represent the different people who have hurt them. And this card is talking about them finding their truth from all of this. And it also talks about, because they are so harsh in their reality, anybody who is really sweet to them is who was a sweet, kind presence in their life will be removed from their reality. Because as you choose to be more and more harsh vibrationally, the people who don't align with the vibration are going to leave your reality. So that's going to be really painful for pile number 2. So that was your reading, pile number 2. I hope that was helpful, and if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Hello, pile number 3. So let's take a look at what happened with you guys and what's gonna be the karma for this person. Wow. So straight away we got the mother. Now this doesn't really have to be a mother, but definitely feminine energy, older feminine energy, or yeah, let's get more information. What's the situation with pile number 3? Wow. So it is it can be so in this card we have this, there's this teacher and she's saying, do your homework right now, I don't care how you're feeling, and this little boy is like, oh, I don't want to, don't force me. But she's very distorted feminine in that sense. So this can be somebody who forces their ideas onto you and basically represents distorted feminine energy. They don't consider feelings. It's so interesting because all the piles, we have the same core idea, different ways. Definitely there has, obviously, like if you're asking about a karma reading, definitely your feelings have been hurt in some way, that's why you're coming. So that's like common for everyone, but it's still interesting how differently it is playing out in the 3 piles. So what else do we need to know about pile number 3? And it's related to work here. So anybody who, now this doesn't really have to be a female, a boss or a teacher. This can also be a masculine with a distorted feminine energy. Any imbalance where they're not considering emotions and they're very mental and physical in their way of doing things, and they feel as if feelings or sensitive people are a hindrance to work situations, where businesses should not consider people's emotions. It's real business is cutthroat and competitive, and the employees are supposed to just do what they're told and not question back, or if they are sick or having a tough day, there are no excuses. They need to keep their feelings aside and do the work regardless. That sort of a mindset. So if you are feeling hurt because of somebody who's had this sort of vibration in your work environment, then this is your reading. Let's see what else wants to come through. What is pile 3 situation here? Relaxation apple. So this person expects you to work tirelessly or not take a break, thinking you're a robot or a machine and you can just do and do and do, and just like you are useless to them if you don't give high output. If your efficiency is low because you're having a tough day, or you're always crying to them about how this is going wrong in your life or that is going wrong in your life, they are least bothered. They are like, listen, either you do this or leave the job sort of mentality. Okay, what is pile 3 situation here? Now this can also mean, what I'm getting here is romantic exception and dismissal west. So this can also mean people who prioritize work all the time over, or money all the time, or success all the time over giving time to relationships, understanding what's going on with them, are they doing well, always focusing and worrying about their work and not giving much attention to their loved ones. They feel they may be giving enough attention, but the truth is they're not. Okay, so that is also one of the situations for pile 3. What else is pile 3's situation? Asylum distance. So you may have recently distanced yourself from this work situation or this house situation that was making you feel quite unheard, or were not understanding you on an emotional level, or were not on the same page, and you chose to trade it for a more free life. What else is pile 3's situation here? What is pile 3's situation? Okay, so so this is talking about distorted system overall, like how the systems are placed currently in most places where they say that people are doing this, so I'm also doing this, sort of an energy where they're not thinking for themselves, they are just, or they are putting, like, shooting from somebody else's, or I don't know what the phrase is, you know, when you shoot a bullet through someone else's shoulder, if that is a phrase. What I'm trying to say here is they sort of being putting the blame through somebody else and getting their what they want. A good example would be, let's say if people say that let's say you are going there to buy apples and the vendor says, okay, you can take this apple, but if you also want salt with it, then the vendors here charge, the other vendors here charge extra money for the salt. And so you're like, well, do you charge for salt? Why don't you speak for yourself? Why are you, if you want the money for the salt, just tell me upfront, instead of trying to blame it through others, like others are doing it, that's why I have to do it, sort of mentality is also coming through. So if that has happened to you in some way. And what else is pile 3's situation over here? Yeah, character, activity, ladder, ice. They feel like if they want to go to the top, they have to be a little cold and selfish, and they have to put emotions, others' emotions especially, second, and their needs, and they need to rise to the top, and they have to be cutthroat about it. Sort of a situation. So you have a lot of situations here for pile 3. That's so interesting. Hopefully one of them resonates with you. Now let's take a look at if person for pile number 3 has done any of those above things. What is their karma going to be? What's their karma going to be? Leaving. Not properly manifesting. And action time. What is the karma for pile 3? Prevent dimension. So they are very orthodox. What's coming through is this person in pile number 3 is quite conventional and orthodox, and their expansion is really limited right now, and they need to get back to their basics and understand why they are doing the things that they are doing, because the karma for them here, what's the karma for pile number 3? Sanctuary pole, bright sweet, trade sign, garlic rule. Now if they have hurt somebody, that's I just need a moment, because I feel like this is again talking about why they are doing this. Why they are doing this is because this same situation has happened to them in the past, and they have no other idea how to deal with this situation, and so it's like they are projecting their past hurts onto you at this time, and that's why they are treating you like this, because they don't know any other way. But what's going to happen to them is, in the short term, what I'm seeing here, short term, is people really leaving them, them feeling very lonely. Like, even if they have a lot of people in their life, and they are pretending to say that their work is going all fine and everything, and they don't need anybody and all of that, but this is definitely a feeling of loneliness here, and that's because they are projecting that, onto the universe, because they mistreat the people who are emotionally available for them in situations, because they don't meet them halfway. They are attracting people who are going to mirror how they are in reality. And with this action time, what is the karma for pile 3? Creation, past. So whatever they are trying to create here with the action in reverse, and whatever they are trying to manifest, this is also talking about whatever they are trying to manifest in their short-term plan is not going to work out for them, because the foundation of how they are creating it is not a healthy foundation. They are not considering other people's emotions in the situation, and whatever the outcome is going to be from this, whatever they have gained through doing this, is going to very quickly catch up to them. Whatever they think they are getting, so whatever success they are getting, it's going to be quite hollow. It's going to be quite lonely for them out there. And what else is the karma of pile number 3? Their life is going to be very black and white. There's no color, there's no emotions, there's no happiness, there's no joy. It's just very black and white and monotonous and dull, where people who they encounter, they are very emotionally unavailable as well, very dull, very to the point, to the business, no inspiration, no thrill, no excitement, no energy, no vibes. It's very dead energy over here. That's how their energy is going to be for them, just because of their karma of shutting their own emotions towards other people, or disregarding other people's emotions. What's the karma for pile number 3? Veteran robot. So they are going to live a very robotic life, which is not fulfilling for them. And I know some of us feel like if you're seeing a karma reading, something like really bad, at the back of the mind there's like, what's a really bad thing that is going to happen to them for making me feel like this? Well, the truth is, universe is very just, and even if you're not able to see the justice being served through our own eyes, it is happening behind the scenes. And if they have disregarded the emotional body in their choices, their life is going to be devoid of emotions, and one of the main life experiences here is to experience different emotions, different vibrations of love, expanding your capacity of loving and receiving and giving and all of that. And because they have completely blocked themselves on a soul level, their experience is going to be really poor, is what I'm going to say, because they're not gonna get much out of this lifetime. Like, it's all about money and success and surviving and getting validation from others about how successful they are. And if they find momentary happiness in whatever they achieve in one moment, the next moment it's gone. So it's like, it's not a stable happy energy. It's like very momentary happiness, and then they're back to feeling low and lack again, and they want to achieve the next thing, because there is no stability, there's no emotional fulfillment here. What is driving them is very ego based, and that will only give them momentary happiness. What is the karma for pile 3? They are very guarded, as it says, very lonely, and they are going to, in the near future, I feel they are going to be hitting very harsh blocks where they will be forced to break down their walls, because the universe is like, no, listen, this is not working, you cannot keep living like this. You have to, their soul is going to nudge them, keep nudging them to break down their walls and start to experience some little sort of emotion. And that's going to be a very hard journey for them, because when the universe will force them to break down their walls, it's not through some happy experience, it's going to be some very harsh, painful experiences. Because only once we have dived deep into the darkest shadows of our being, that's when we start to surrender to the universe. And to have that experience in this lifetime, it takes a lot of courage and positivity and faith and belief in the universe to get out of that space. And it's often called the dark night of the soul. So universe is not going to be like, even if you may feel at this time that this was really unfair of this person to do such and such thing, know that this has served you in some way. This has helped you grow your own self-worth and help your own judgment and learning to discern what works for you, what doesn't. So it has helped you in some way, and the universe is going to give this person a hard time through the dark night of the soul. And it's not going to be like a, yes, it is going to seem like a punishment to be in that dark space, but obviously this person is part of the universe, is part of the self, and self only does what's it called, it is only for the highest good that this will happen for this person, so that they can evolve into a better person and stop behaving like this. So it's going to ultimately be for everyone's good. It's not going to be like vengeful or out of fear of negative energy. Universe will serve the justice so that they have learned their lesson and are not treating other people in this way in the future. And that period during which they are going to be learning all these lessons is going to be really hard for them to be facing their shadows. And this person is going to, whatever speed they are taking at this time to produce more and more output in their life, to get more and more money or to get more and more success or whatever, that's going to come to a very big stop. They are going to be so emotionally overwhelmed that they will start to understand why certain people were not able to work at their fullest potential when they were having a hard time. And they are going to start to relate to that, because now they are going to be in that energy where they are not able to work at all because of how heavy they are feeling from inside. And they thought earlier that it was a choice that you could make to just completely shut out emotions and not be affected by it. This person is going to get a very hard lesson for that and going to experience it firsthand. What is Pile 3's karma. Cancel faith, character, respect. Straight day. So whatever, so if they were very arrogant before about having faith in the universe, and they thought they could treat other people however they wanted without any consequences or accountability, the universe is gonna teach them, listen, this is not the case. You are going to be facing a lot of your consequences. It was just accumulating before that you didn't realize it, but now it's time for you to face it, and that's going to be really, really harsh for them. And yeah, you will feel, you may or may not see it. Will Pile 3 be able to see this happen? I guess because I got doctor publication, I feel you will be able to see it, because it will be out in the public. It will be out in the public that either this person is seeking medical help now, or this person has left some job and is applying to some other place or something like that, and it's going to be out in the open for you to see. So that's cool. Pile 3, you'll be able to see how the justice was served. What else does Pile 3 need to know? What else does Pile 3 need to know about this? Orthodox reward. So however conventional or rigid they were acting, they are going to get equal reward for that. Reward in a sarcastic sense here. They are going to be getting how are they going to face this? What is this reward that they are going to face? Autonomy corps. So whatever they thought they had full power over, that's going to be taken away from them. Wherever they thought they had autonomy to do something and to do however way they wanted it, that's going to be taken away from them because of them abusing their power. It was just a matter of time for things to catch up to them, and everything is going to start collapsing for this person because of the faulty foundations they had been putting into their creations, and they will be forced to a halt in their life and made to face their shadows. So that was your reading, pile number 3. If that helped, let me know, and I'll see you guys later.